We're underway. Touchdown, won by Kansas City. They'll force it into the defensive zone. Shell plays over to Ben Zick. Head to Weiner. Weiner works with it on the far side. Gives it off to Anders. Anders sends it up to Sammy. Kicks it off the boards at the center ice. Kansas City now on the counter punch. Into the attacking zone. Anders pokes it away. He's got it on the far side now. Plays it out to neutral ice. Dumped into the face of the Kansas City player on the ice. That's got to hurt. Sent all the way back to the defensive zone. Weiner picks it off the boards. His shot. Goal. And that's how you start the game. Did Weiner get this on the board? 1-0. Standing as leading goal streak. Kansas City got out to a quick start yesterday. Saints counter today. So we'll get Hankel, Sheehy, and Heacock. Backed by Schultz and Henry. Into the defensive zone. Played up into the neutral zone. Heacock battles for it on the far boards. Right in front of the scores table. Sheehy's got it now. Works it into the zone. He's got Henkel in the middle. Shot towards the net. Blocked up the defenseman. Henkel walks it away, gets it to Sheehy, fires it back to Liam Henry, who puts it on net, tipped in front to the near corner. Heacock sends it down below the net. Sheehy knocks a man off the puck there. Schultz pulls it in, sends it down the boards. Sheehy in the corner, battles with the Jets. Again, Schultz holds it in, shot high and wide, kicks to the far side. Heacock's over there, plays it back down to the corner. Alex Henkel comes in, tries to knock a man off the puck. Jets play it out. Knocked off the near boards. Schultz sends it back in. We'll get a full change. Third line jumps out. Anders back out on D. Plays it ahead. Elliot Trausch now rushes it up the ice into the attacking zone. Dumps it there for Michael Poles. Poles sends it tipped in front by Trausch. Can't quite put it away. Nice play there, though. Still battling the near boards. This is what we want to see this line do. Just pressure the other team, hold it in the zone. Schwartz picks it up, drops off for Hill. Anders dumps it into the zone. Martin kicks it to the corner. Michael Poole stays out to apply a little forecheck pressure. Eli Schwartz behind the net. Gets a poke check off. Jets try and fire it out the near side. It's taken away by Blake Schrader, jumps off. We get the fourth line out here today. Huger out, pressures the puck, wraps around the backside. Ben Zick will battle for it on the far boards. Kansas City pulls it off, taken away by Blake Schrader. They'll advance it through center ice, a little speed. Drives it wide. Sent to the near corner. Kansas City tries to break it out of the zone. Taken away by Dubuque. Liam Henry now gets it over to Landon Schultz. Schultz on the board, wraps it around behind the net. Henry can't pull it off. Squirts out to Sammy Ruiz. Tries to get up center ice, can't quite do it. Rolls off Henry's stick. Ruiz now up through the middle. Into the attacking zone. Cut him just a half step offsides. So Jensen Hill comes out to finish the line change. Ruiz, Weiner, and Hill. 13:50 into the first period. Arena football play. Fails miserably because we don't win the faceoff. Now Sammy's got it. Pushes it into the zone. Cade walks around one. Can't quite pull the trigger on the shot. Gets a bad bounce off the end wall. Jensen Hill fires it off the boards. Bouncing puck. Sammy Ruiz sticks his nose in there. Gets it off to Cade. Loose in the slot. Collected by Kansas City, and they'll clear it out to center ice. All the way back to the defensive zone. Liam Henry back to get it. Wraps around the end boards down to Landon Schultz. Plays it up to Jensen Hill, who kicks it out to neutral ice. Dumped in. Kicked down by Schultz. He'll play it ahead. Hill knocks it into the zone. Hard off the glass. Glove down by Schultz. Sent back in. Kansas City bombs it back out. Back to Schultz. Cross ice pass. Slides off his stick. Liam Henry now gets it in. Fires it to the corner. Kansas City takes it back behind their own net. Played up the far side. Sheehy knocks it down to Henkel. Henkel turns it over at the blue line. Back the other way. Zick plays it ahead. Cade Weiner coming for a change, but stays on just for the heck of it. Played into the zone. Henkel and Sheehy creating havoc in the Jets' defensive zone. Now Jackson Heacock fires it across. That's not offsides. Played ahead to Sheehy. Sheehy in front of the Kansas City bench. Stalls. Plays cross ice to Henkel. Henkel chips it down below the goal line. Jackson Heacock battles for it in the corner. He'll drive it up the near boards. It's knocked away by Kansas City. Sent back. Sheehy behind the net. Throws it out in front. Taken away by the Kansas City defense. Battled up. Kansas City will carry it back out. Knocked away. Sheehy's got it again. Tripped down. Now it's Heacock pushing the puck back. 15 for Kansas City to the box. 2 minutes. Sheehy draws another penalty for the 74th time this season. With the power play 1 unit out. 5 of the scary 6. We get Ruiz, Hill, Sheehy, Henkel, and Weiner. Puck's down. Won by Ruiz. Knocked down by Henkel at the blue line. Kansas City with a full head of steam taken back away by Henkel. He'll send it up the boards to Hill. Jensen advances it through center ice into the attacking zone. Down the far side. Walks down. Back behind the net. Rolls off his stick there. Sheehy pressures it. Knocks it loose. Weiner over to Henkel. Rolls off Henkel's stick. He circles back. Gives it to Ruiz at the blue line. Sends it over to Weiner. Weiner back to Ruiz. High slot. Goal! No goal. They're saying Hill tipped it. And I think he probably did. Back in the box, 15. We're not done with you. So the face So the ruling in high stick is anything played above the crossbar, and Jensen's redirected the puck down low. So the faceoff will come to the left of Shell. Coach Austin on the bench disagrees with that call. I'll blame him. Still a minute 30 left in the power play, though, so puck's down. Henkel's got it. He'll ride it around behind the net. Now he'll take it up the far side, chips it off the boards. Loose puck collected by Henkel. Into the slot, still loose. Kansas City's got it now, and they'll send it to length. Shell stops it, leaves it for Sheehy. Sheehy resets behind the net. Henkel and Hill do the flyby. He'll give off to Weiner on the far side. Cade skates it through the middle, across the center ice. In the attacking zone, shot. Hard off the post and got stuck underneath Martin. That's the second time Weiner's beaten Martin cleanly. The bar saved him that time. So we'll get the second unit of Jackson Heacock, Anders Hill. Landon Schultz, Michael Poles, Eli Schwartz. Schwartz in for the faceoff. Puck's down. Heacock holds it in. Kansas City steals, and they'll try and force it through center ice. Anders Hill gets roughed up a little bit. Eli Schwartz puts a man down hard. Now it's Landon Schultz all the way down to the corner. Walks the goal line, kicks it out in front. Michael Poles couldn't quite get a stick on it. Schultz has got it on the far boards. Drops off for Heacock. Heacock drives the faceoff down all the way to the slot. Backhander just wider than that. Loose out in front. Now the Jets get some time and clear it to length. Shell stops it behind the net. Landon Schultz picks it up there. Comes up the near side. Played ahead to Anders. Anders into the attacking zone. Cross ice pass stolen by Kansas City. Michael Poles gets it on net. Now Jackson Heacock cycles it in the corner. Sent back out the far side. Schultz back behind the net. Kansas City thinks about pressuring and now backs it out. Schultz behind the net, rings it around the far side. Weiner's there. Gets it off the boards. And he'll work it out to neutral ice. Hooked and slashed the whole way. Into the attacking zone he goes. On the near boards, walks away from one. Knocked down. Sent towards the net. Nice little hip check there. Jensen Hill's got it taken away. Played to the far boards into the Jets. We'll work it down the ice. Gets the breaks on the half wall. Sammy Ruiz pokes it away, and Jensen Hill back through center ice. He'll chip it in. Will Martin with the can of corn holds on for a whistle. 9:03 left in the first period. Saints hold a 1-0 lead and 5-1 advantage on the shots. We'll get Sheehy, Henkel, and Heacock. Backed by Henry and it's like Little Molenkamp out there. Puck's down. Kansas City controls. Loose in the slot. Goal. Alex Henkel fought through the face-off. Gets a shot on net. And the Saints run the lead to 2-0. Line will stay out. I think it was a little bit of a scoring drought. It's always nice to see that rainfall. Puck's down. Kansas City controls. Henkel and Sheehy force it into the attacking zone. Sheehy tries to center. It's taken away by Kansas City, and they'll come the other way. Dumped into the zone. Shao will cover it. Hold on for the whistle. Sheehy gets the assist on Henkel's 10th goal of the season. We'll get the third line out of Trausch, Schwartz, and Poles. Puck's down, controlled by Kansas City. Sent on net, gloved by Shell. Puck's down. Kansas City controls. Go back to the D. Shot on net. Wide. Kicks out to the near side. Trausch battles for it there. Can't quite get it cleared. Kansas City now all the way down to the corner. Centering pass. Loose in front. Goal. Kansas City cuts the lead in half. With 8:21 left in the first period. Saints will send the one line back out. Ruiz in for the faceoff. Puck's down, controlled by Dubuque. Landon Schultz, that's offsides. Face off just in front of the camera here, outside the Saints zone. We'll do the indoor football play with Cade Weiner out to the far side. Kansas City wins the faceoff, nullifying the play again. Schultz has got it now, plays it ahead up to Weiner. Weiner works through center ice, into the attacking zone. All the way down to the corner, rolls off his stick there. Kansas City will try and bring it out the other side. Schultz gets it back in. Kansas City now works it back behind the net. Battle for there by Hill and Ruiz. Still loose. Now it's carried out by the Jets. They'll work it out the far side. Landon Schultz gets enough of it to slow him down. Ruiz now drops it off for Weiner. Weiner spins away from one, gets it back up. Oh, taken away by Kansas City. They'll dump it back in. Liam Henry back to get it on the goal line. Circles behind the net. Cuts back. Now again the other way. Sammy Ruiz. Long breakout pass. touches nothing and goes the length of the ice for icing. She and Henkel jump over the bench to join Heacock already on the ice. They'll be backed by Anders and Benzik. Henkel to the dot. Bouncing puck. Goes to the board. Sheehy plays it back to Anders. Anders throws it out to center ice. Sheehy forces it in. Takes it into the zone. It's knocked off his stick. Heacock gets a shot. Saved by Martin. They'll try and play it up the boards. Anders fires it wide of the net. Carams to the far side. Sheehy's there. Knocked back to the point. All the way down to the corner behind the net. Jets have a little time and space, so they'll bring it up the near side. Henkel gets in the way. Forces it down low again. Now it's Sheehy into the corner. Taken away from him. Henkel battles for it. Kicked out to Jackson Heacock. He's hooked. Backhanded pass in front. Nice shot by Jackson. Nice save by Martin. Now Anders fires it on net, just wide. Benzik fires it down to the corner. Sheehy behind the net. Walks away from one, but gets it taken away by the second. Zick holds it in, gets it back down to Sheehy in the corner. Jets will work it behind the net, out to the near side. A little hard to handle. Forced back out to center ice. Now Xander loses an edge just inside the zone. Played all the way back, no ice. Benzik back to get it. Kansas City just baiting him to come to the near side. Anders has it, works it up the near boards. Long cross ice pass. 2-on-1 the other way. Eli Schwartz has got Michael Pohl from the middle. Shot, saved by Martin. Collected on the goal line. Kansas City will try and work it out. They'll work back behind the net. Played out the near side. Schultz holds it on the boards. Dumps it back in. Poles will chip it towards the net. Will Martin plays it to the corner. Played out the far side. Liam Henry there from his knees. Plays it ahead. Elliot Troush now. Forces it to the middle. Kansas City rushes it up the near side. Into the attacking zone. Back behind the goal. They try and center the puck. It's taken away now. Fired towards the net. Sammy Ruiz on the boards. Hard up the glass. Now fired back down behind the net. Liam Henry picks it up in the far corner. Reverses direction. Now Weiner's got it. Heads the other way with a full head of speed. He's got Sammy Ruiz with him. Knocked off his stick. Back to Jensen Hill. He'll play it over to Landon Schultz. Dumped in on the net. Just wide. Kansas City cycles back behind their own net. They'll wrap around to the near side. Schultz is there to hold it in. Played off to the far corner. Loose in front. Cade Warriors got it. Shoved down from behind. Played out the near side, the length of the ice. Schultz got his hand up for icing. So with 4:07 left in the first period, Saints hold the 2-1 lead. Shot advantage is 10-4 in favor of the Saints. Get the Midwest line out with Hill and Zick on defense. Puck played back to Kansas City, back below the goal line. They'll try and force it off the far side. It's gloved down there. Jackson Heacock doing workman-like things over on the far side. Anders Hill plays it ahead. And Xander Sheehy skates, tries to play it ahead. Now sends it over in front of Heacock. Benzik, they chip it around him. 2-on-1 the other way. Nice save by Shell, holds on for the whistle. 3:41 left in the first period. That's a goal favor the Saints, 10-5. Sheehy to the dot. Won by Kansas City. They'll fire it in from the point. High and wide. Henkel gets it ahead, just out of the reach of Jackson Heacock. Jackson battles it forward on the end boards. Heacock comes in to clean up the mess. Still battle for on the near boards. Henkel walks over with it down to the goal line, tries to send it out in front, loose puck. Carams out to Liam Henry. He'll fire it back down. Henkel through the middle. These two are giving me problems this morning. Played back out. Nice play by Liam. Sheehy sends it into the zone. Michael Poles, fresh off the bench, comes racing out. Now it's Landon Schultz, gets it ahead to Sheehy. Sheehy 1-on-2 the other way. Big hit there. Clean check though. Shot high and wide. Elliot Trout sacrifices the body. Now it's played back. Eli Schwartz plays it ahead, just out of the reach of Michael Poles. He forces it into the zone regardless. Kansas City long cross-ice pass. Goes unconnected for an icing. 2:17 now left in the first period. Saints holding a 2-1 advantage over the hometown Jets. Puck's down, controlled by the Jets. They'll play it up, taken away by Hill. Sent towards the slot, backhanded by Sammy. Cade's got it in the corner. Gets it back off to Ruiz, shot on net, high over the net. Cade Weiner is everywhere. Played all the way back to the defensive zone. Anders Hill plays it straight up. Sammy Ruiz baseball bats it out. Sent back into the zone by Kansas City. Full head of steam, drives it to the corner. Now wraps around to the near side. Sammy Ruiz tries to get it out, taken away by Kansas City. Weiner takes it back. Takes it into the zone, walks around one, loses it in the slot. Kansas City now back the other way, knocked away by Sammy. Cade dances through one. Jensen Hill with the big shot. Martin hangs on for the whistle. 1:25 now left in the first period. Peacock, Henkel, and Sheehy over the boards. They got Ben Zick and Liam Henry behind them. Sheehy to the dot. Tries to shoot it off the faceoff. Don't see that with 1:20 left often, but didn't work, so you probably won't see it again. Shell shuffleboards the puck down the ice. Sheehy puts Peacock in the shooter spot. Comes to Peacock, his shot, goal! I literally watched Xander point to the spot where he wanted Peacock. Peacock walked into it, won the face-off to him, and buries it. So Peacock with a nice goal. And the Saints are up 3-1. Face off one. Kansas City drives it back towards their zone. Jackson Heacock battles for it. He's got Xander Sheehy helping them. Now kick forward. Squirts out to center ice where Alex Henkel picks it up. It's knocked away from him. Back the other way. Shaw will get the cover. 56 seconds left in the first period. We'll get Cade Weiner out with Sammy Ruiz and Jensen Hill. Anders Hill and Landon Schultz back on defense. Sammy in for the faceoff. The Jets win. Shot. Kicked wide of the net. Sent around to the far side. Cade Weiner now. Jensen Hill just a half stride offsides. Heacock from Sheehy at 15:24. Sammy into the dot. Landon wins it, or Sammy wins it, gets it over to Landon, sends the bullet past to Cade, who can't hold on to it. Now it's Jensen down the side, nice hook. Bo Bloom spends 2 minutes back in the box. The second trip today. The first one almost negated because of the power play goal, but waved off because of a high stick. We'll get the one unit back out. 33.1 seconds left in the period. Jensen Hill now to the dot. Face off one. Sammy gets it back to Cade. Cade sends it towards the net. Jensen Hill 5 irons it over the net. It's a beautiful chip. So Hill to the spot again. Face off one back to Dubuque. Sammy walks the blue line, rolls off his stick temporarily, drives it down low. Xander Sheehy to the corner, plays it back. Cade Weiner at the blue line, 15 seconds left. Sammy shot, tipped high and wide by Martin. 10.5 seconds left on the period. Another 139 left on the penalty. Kansas City wins the faceoff, sends it the length of the ice. Bell stops it there. 3 seconds left. They'll just eat it in the corner. And that'll do it on the first period here from Kansas City. Saints hold a 3-1 lead. Shots on goal favor the Saints, 13-6. Clean the ice for the draw. Puck went back to Sheehy. He'll cycle it back over to Ruiz. Played ahead to Weiner. Weiner at the red line. Cross ice pass. Up to Henkel. Bouncing puck. And it's cleared the length. Weiner back to get it. Scoops it up and he'll head up the far side. Cuts across to the middle. Back again. Into the attacking zone. Hits the brakes inside the zone. Set up the play there. Sends it over to Ruiz. Ruiz off to Weiner. Weiner shot. Right out in front. Bouncing puck comes back to the blue line. Sammy's got it there. Walks it down to the top of the circle. Gives off to Alex Henkel. Chips it to the corner where Sheehy is. He'll feed it back to Ruiz. Ruiz over to Weiner. Top of the circle. Back to Ruiz. Now again to Weiner from the faceoff top. Back to Sammy. Top high slot. Shot saved by the goaltender cleanly. Still 28 seconds left on this power play. Jets will switch out 2 players. Ruiz back to the faceoff. Gets it over to Sheehy. Sheehy walks it to the slot. Dishes off to Weiner. Weiner back to Ruiz. High slot. Shot. Loose puck. Goal. Jensen Hill taps it in on the Sammy Ruiz original shot. Saints capitalizing the power play again, and now it's 4-1. So with 15:48 left in the second period, Saints run the lead to 4-1. Midwest line jumps back out with Anders and Liam back on defense. Puck one forward. Saints press the issue into the attacking zone. It's played almost directly into Amy Sukichov. With her cat-like reflexes, she jumps out of the way. Face off right in front of the Dubuque bench. Sheehy there to take it. He tries to push it forward, can't quite do it. Puck knocked off Henkel's stick. Liam Henry sends it into the zone. Wrapped around by Kansas City to the far side. Kansas City now in the corner. He gets another assist there. Plays it off the side of the puck, or in the net. Henry's got it at center ice. He'll dump it back in. Saints tag up. Played up, out to center ice again. Again, Henry dumps it in. Dumps himself too. Recovers quickly. Henkel presses the issue. Henkel and Heacock press the issue. Schwartz has a pin against the boards. Black, Cook. So Eli will head to the bench, at the box. Cade and Jensen out to kill the penalty. They're backed by Zick and Schultz. Jensen to the faceoff dot. Kansas City wins it, back to the point. Dump down to the corner. Kansas City plays with it, can't quite hold it in. Squirts out to center ice. Fans in it again. Kansas City looking like the Dubuque JV team the first game, just a half step slow. Back to Martin, he'll play it back behind the net. Still a minute 30 left on that power play. Kansas City sets up behind the net. Now they'll bring it down the middle of the ice. Off to the far side, dumped in, wrapped around in the near corner. Ben Zick over to get it. Cade Weiner grabs it, throws it to length. Martin settles it there on the goal line. Played back behind the net. Sheehy and Heacock out now. Minute left on the penalty. Dumped in by Kansas City, wraps around to the near corner again. All the way back to the blue line. Sheehy gets a piece of the pass after the shot. Bouncing puck. Knocked away by Zick into the corner. Kansas City now finds the man at the far point. It was a trip. No call. Sheehy pesters the D. It's fed down to the corner now. Kansas City trying to make something happen on the near side. Now we'll feed it to the top middle. Tipped in front. Schultz battles for it there. Plays it out the wall. Heacock bangs it out of the zone. Throws the length of the ice. Martin will let it sit behind the net. Still 14 seconds left on this power play. Long pass, knocked down just outside the zone. Landon Schultz battles for it there. Sheehy's got it. Plays it out the boards. Works it out to center ice, one-on-one. He's got a back checker though. Knocked to the corner. Penalty's over. He wrestles the stick away from Bo Bloom. Can't afford to take another penalty. Played the other way. Battled on behind the net. Liam Henry back there. Gives off to Anders Hill. Kansas City will try and play it out. Kansas City played that half shift with 6 men. They almost got possession of the puck too, so they have that going for them. Dubuque back on the power play. So 4-1. I'm sorry, 4-1 here in the second period. 12:29 left. Shots in favor of Dubuque. 18-6. Face off to come to the left of Martin. Sammy Ruiz to take it. He wins it over to Sheehy. Sheehy gets it back to Weiner. Weiner watches the top of the circle, gives off to Ruiz. Back to Sammy. Now it's Alex on the far side, back to Sammy. Passing to make passes. Doing a fine job. Shot. Deflected in front by Hill, tipped up to the net. We'll get a whistle. 1:45 left in the power play. Sammy back to the dot. Sammy wins it back to Cade. Weiner walks it to the top of the circle, dishes off for Hill. Gets enough of it. Works it towards center ice. Drops off for Sammy. Sammy shot high and wide. Collected behind the net by Sheehy. Sheehy dishes off to Weiner. They got Hill out in front. Sammy gets control back. Plays off to Cade. Cade walks it to the slot. Dishes off. Sheehy misses the net completely. Played back to Sammy at the blue line. Off to Henkel. Henkel shot. Blocked in front. Loose puck. Kicked wide by Martin. Weiner tries to walk it down the goal line. Gloves it. Pulls it down. Gives it off to Sammy. Back to Cade. Cade walks to the middle. Shot towards the net. Loose puck kicked wide. Henkel's got it there. Knocked off the puck though. Set wide. All the way back. Shell will tee it up for Sammy. Kansas City presses the whole way. Alex Henkel scoops in, picks it up. He's knocked off the puck. Now Sammy Ruiz. Jackson Heacock out, second line. Spins on the near boards. That was for it there. Michael Poles tries to knock it low. High off the glass. Michael Poles jumps up and gets it. Sends it in front. Loose puck. Now played back out. Heacock on the boards. Cross ice pass doesn't get through. Sammy Ruiz still up there. Sends it over. Anders Hill can't quite get to it. And Kansas City's 2-on-1 the other way. They get around Ruiz. Skates it in front of the net but can't get a shot off. Jackson Heacock with a full head of steam racing down the boards. Tries to get it to the middle. It's poked away. Played all the way back. Landon Schultz now winds it up behind the net. Works up the near side. Long pass. Can't connect with Poles. Kansas City the other way. Catches Dubuque in a bad change. It's Elliot Trausch. Maybe a little bit of a forced pass there. Tried to hit Weiner with a little too much heat. Weiner, Hill, and Ruiz jump back on the ice. They'll be back by Mullenkamp and Henry. Get Weiner in for the faceoff. Puck down, sent around to the far side to Jensen Hill. Tries to chip it out of the zone, can't quite do it. Kansas City knocks it back in. Battle on the far wall. Cade Weiner leans into a man. Center on behind the net. Battle there. Still fighting for it in the corner. Liam Henry fights off two Jet players. Now sent back to the point. Sammy Ruiz peels off for a change. Jensen Hill stays out there. Jets try and set it up. They'll bounce it off the wall. Sheehy cuts it down at center ice. Knocked loose. Jets across the blue line, 1-on-4. Terrible odds. Now they spun, get it away. Schell gets the save. And with 9:08, the shots are 20-7 in favor of the Saints. So Alex Henkel, I think we've got rotating centers today. Alex Henkel in for the faceoff. Wins the faceoff. Forces it to the boards. Kicks it back to Anders Hill. He'll try and force up the boards. Sheehy pitchforks it out. Goes to the defensive zone, but not all the way for an icing. Kansas City now tries to get it around Sheehy. Henkel pulls it off the wall. Battles forward in the corner. Wraps around behind the net. Comes to the near corner. Sheehy takes it away. Knocked off the puck down low. Henkel comes in and throws a body. Now it's Jackson Heacock on the far side. Heacock walks away. Gives off to Zick. Zick, top of the circle. Shot. Knocked down by Will Martin. Henkel in the corner. Gets off his stick. Kansas City throws it out of the zone. Chipped up. Henkel knocks it, or Heacock knocks it back. Sheehy can't quite get a piece of it. He'll go back and get it. Spins away from one. Got Henkel down the boards. Taken away by Kansas City. Jackson Heacock headed to the bench, 2 minutes for slashing. I don't think Jackson agrees with the call. Questionable at best, but it was a slash. So the Saints on the penalty kill. One of the serial killers in the box. So we'll get Cade Weiner out with Jensen Hill. Hill in for the faceoff. Play down. Kansas City's got it at the neutral zone. Gonna need a penalty time on the board there. Sure. Two minutes, 38. Scores 4-1 here with 8:07 left in the second period. We'll do it all again. Kansas City plays it ahead into the zone they come. Cade Weiner takes it away, sends it the length of the ice. Play it out to the far side. Kansas City will advance it out of the defensive zone. Long cross ice pass. They drive it wide. Knocked off the puck by Hill. Battle on the boards. They regain control. Cade Weiner tries to step in front of the pass. Spinning pass out to Cade. Cade will just take his time, eat as much clock as possible. They're 2-on-2 the other way. These are not guys you want to mess around with. Cade circles back, gives it to Henry. Gets off to the change. They'll play it over to Schultz. Schultz ahead to Sheehy, tips it into the zone. Henkel will press there behind the goal line. Send out to the far side. Long stretch pass, knocked down by Liam Henry. Plays it out the boards. Kansas City now back through, delayed offsides. Gives Landon Schultz a little time to think about his choices. Sheehy knocks it away at the blue line. Can't get around one at the red line. Still creating havoc for Kansas City. They haven't possessed it in the zone on this power play, which just has 40 seconds left. Played up to the blue line, now shot on net. Karam's off to the far boards. Kansas City wraps it around behind the net to the near boards. Henkel sticks his nose in, pokes it loose. Comes off. Now high slot. They'll work it down low. Shot. Saved by Shell. 14 seconds left on the power play. And we'll get Eli Schwartz and Michael Poles out. Backed by Anders Hill and Ben Zick. I expect to see Elliot Troush here jump off the boards as soon as this penalty expires. Loose puck. Schwartz has got it. Sends it the length. 9 seconds left. Will Martin tees it up behind the net. Michael Poles makes him play it off the end wall just for fun. Heacock on the ice. As expected, Troush out there for him. Played back behind the net. Then Zick ahead to Poles. Kicks it out to center ice. Schwartz gets it in there. Dumps it down to the corner. Troush knocks the man off the puck. Takes it away. Sends it on the front. Taken away by Kansas City. Anders Hill now sends it towards the net. Troush gets a piece of it. Kansas City back behind the net. They'll fire it off the boards. All the way back to Anders Hill. He'll play it over to Zick. Ahead to Schwartz. Can't get quite enough of it. Now back behind the net again. Troush throws another big hit check. Ben Zick on net. Kicked away by Martin. Kansas City the other way. Gets Dubuque in another bad change. Walks around one. Shot wide of the net. Sammy Ruiz on the far side. Kansas City gets the first there. Ben Zick now behind his own net. Sets up shot. Brings it up the near side. Gives to Cade. Cade cuts across the middle, like only Cade can do. Plays it ahead. Jensen wasn't quite ready for it. They'll go the other way. Cade takes it back. Icing. Icing with 4 minutes and 49 seconds left. Saints hold a 4-1 advantage and 22-8 in the shots. Sammy Ruiz in for the faceoff. He wins it back. Liam gets it off to Schultz. Now send on net. Kansas City player gets it stuck in the equipment. He'll drive it to the corner. Back behind the net. They try and send it out in front. Still loose. All the way back to the point. Big hammer. Shot wide. Shell pokes it to the corner. Now sent to the far side. Sammy Ruiz is there. He's got Cade out in front. Cade kicks it ahead to Jensen. Jensen into the zone. Rolls off his stick. Kicks wide. Weiner picks it up on the board. Tries to send it low. It's taken away by Kansas City. They'll go the other way. Ben Zick knocks it off a stick. Played out to center ice. Now it's Henkel. Chips it into the zone. Ben Zick plays it back. Henkel, first one on the scene, drives it towards the goal line. Plays it out to Sheehy. Sheehy shot. Kicked wide. Heacock's got it now. He drops it off for Zick. Zick, a little too hot for Zick to handle. Back to Heacock at the blue line. All the way back to Anders Hill, far blue line. Gets it up to Sheehy. Sheehy sends it through. Tipped by Henkel. Heacock now. Bad angle shot. Wraps around to the far side. Sheehy's got it there. Tries to walk around one. Finds two more in his way. Back to center ice. Henry dumps it on net. Martin kicks it to the corner. Knocked off the boards. Back out to center ice. Taken away from Heacock, and they're going the other way. Played through the middle. Nice stop by Shell. Exactly 3 minutes left here in the second period. We get Eli Schwartz up for the faceoff. He wins it back. Schultz tries to fire it up the board, just taken away by Kansas City. Schultz puts a shoulder into a man. Schwartz sends it around. Poles picks it up there. Kicks it out. A little too hot for Elliott to handle. Now it's Schwartz. Schultz weaves through center ice and dumps it into the zone. Michael Poles is going to go behind the net. Throws a huge hip check. Now back behind the net again. Schwartz will chase him back there. Kansas City hits the brakes, reverses Fields. Fakes a nice pass out of the corner. Now sent to the far side. Bounces over Schultz's stick. Troush has got it there, spins it back up. Kansas City takes it away. Troush pokes it loose again. Plays it ahead of Poles. Poles will race it down to the corner. Sent around to the far side. Sammy Ruiz pulls it off the board, gets it down low. Schultz, top of the circle, shot, saved by Martin. Kick to the corner. Kansas City now works it back up the middle. Taken away by Jensen Hill. Fired off the bench. Oh, it's going to be an icing. Schultz is about 4 feet short of the red line. So with 1:47 left, face-off will come to the left of Andy Schell. And we'll get Sammy Ruiz, Jensen Hill. Cade Weiner out. Backed by Ben Zick and Anders Hill. Pucks down. Back to the blue line. Tipped in front by Weiner. Now Hill's got it. Plays it ahead to to Cade. Knocked off Cade's stick. He'll drive it down low. They'll try and chip it around the Kansas City D. Weiner fights for it in the corner, back behind the net. Played off the glass, just past Sammy Ruiz. Jets are 3-on-2 the other way. Anders Hill keeps him to the outside, chipped away by Jensen Hill. Shot, loose in front, held on by Shell. 1:15 left in the second period. Jackson Heacock leads his line out onto the ice. Alex Henkel will take the face off for this line. Puck's down, controlled by Dubuque. Anders Hill sends it up the boards. Kansas City gets a piece of it. Now knocked loose by Henkel. Peacock gets it over to Sheehy. Sheehy races it through center ice. Takes it to the wide side. Shot wide of the net. Karams out to the far side. Kansas City back through the middle. A little ahead of speed. Jackson Heacock with a nice back check. Knocks the puck loose. Tried to throw it through the middle. Eaten up by Shell. 50 seconds left in the second period. Get some fresh D out with Liam Henry and Landon Schultz. Alex Henkel's handling this face-off job well, so he'll stay out there. Wins it to the boards. Schultz gets it ahead to Peacock. Peacock bangs it just a little too hard down the ice. Sheehy can't win the race. I think this is the play, though. Henkel's trying to win it back to Schultz. Schultz was trying to hit Sheehy on the stretch. Bang from the blue line. Bouncing puck, kick to the corner. Now back to the other blue line. Shot. Saved by Shell. 32 seconds left. Didn't get enough production out of that line, so we'll send out Sammy, Jensen, and Cade for the last 30 seconds. Puck's down. Cade's got it. Through center ice. Drives wide. He's got Jensen in the middle. Shot. Goal for Cade Weiner. So Cade capitalizes in the last 30 seconds. Puts the team up 5-1. Not exactly the goaltender duel we had yesterday, the 1-0 victory for Kansas City. Thanks to the scoring explosion, are up 5-1. Puck's down, played ahead. Still battle for on the far boards. 12 seconds left. It's played back behind the Kansas City net. San Ruiz forces him out to the far side. 6 seconds left. Weiner now. Shot. Saved. Ruiz in front. Oh, had Jensen on the back door. Liam Henry took a late shot and grazed the head of Shaden Brenneman. I don't think he appreciated that. There was no ill intent.
In the second period, for the Saints 14, for a 2-period total of 27, for the Jets 5, for a 2-period total of 11.
So we'll take a break, clean the ice, see you back in 15 minutes. Puck's down, controlled by Dubuque. Sent down to the corner. Anders Hill spins away from one. Come on, camera. You can do it. There you go. Keep moving. Back to center ice. Sent through the middle, knocked back to center ice. That's offsides. You cheating Jacks. Sammy Ruiz to the faceoff. Controlled by Dubuque. Hard off the boards. Jensen Hill scoops in, picks it up. Sends it across ice to Cade Weiner. Takes it into the zone. Down to the faceoff dot, cross ice. Jensen Hill couldn't quite get it in on the backhand. He gets it back up the boards. Sammy Ruiz comes in, knocks it loose. Now it's Hill, circles back, gives off to his baby brother, up through the middle. Shot, kicked aside by Shell. Jackson Heacock over there, knocks the puck loose, sends it through the air. Glove down by Kansas City at center ice. Heacock now knocks it loose into the zone. Shot, saved by Martin. Holds on for the whistle. Hankel in for the faceoff. Wins it back to Sheehy. Sheehy at the point. Shot tipped up into the netting. Got to get that out a little quicker there. Sheehy. Hankel again for the draw. Gets it back. Liam Henry this time sends it to the corner. Heacock digs it out, sends it through the middle. Nobody home. Kansas City now the other way. Liam Henry struggles to stay on his feet. Slides all the way to the end wall. Zick picks it up. Plays around the far side to Heacock. Heacock can't quite dig it off the board. Sends it to length. Kansas City races it down. Plays it ahead to Sheehy. He doesn't play for them. Sheehy now on the end wall. Forces it to the corner. Battles for it there. 3 Jet players. Now played back. Kansas City out the middle. Hustles all the way back. Heacock gets it back. Shell covers it. Probably heard Austin yelling for a change. 14:53 left. For the 5-1 game here in Kansas City. Eli Schwartz in for the faceoff. Bulls and Troush out there with him. Kansas City wins the draw. Sends it to the corner. Schultz back in the corner. Wraps it high off the glass. Bouncing puck. Collected by Poles. Gets it out of the zone. Sends it ahead just out of the reach of Troush. Kansas City bangs it back off the boards. Back out to center ice. Troush does a nice job back checking. Knocks it loose. Fired wide of the net. Anders Hill chips it up. Glove down by Kansas City. Troush gets it to the middle of the ice. Michael Poles sends it through, chips it in. There's a little back heel kick. Kansas City out the far side. Sammy Ruiz steps into it. Now it's Schwartz. Tries to play it over to Anders. Anders retreats all the way to the corner to get it. Plays it back around the net to Schultz. Schultz high off the glass. Ahead of Ruiz. Tipped by Kansas City. Cade Weiner races it down. Makes life difficult. Steals the puck behind the net. A little time to operate back there. That's probably not what you want to give him. Jensen Hill with a nice shot. Kansas City now back up the near side. Fired it wide. Andy Shell kicks it. Now Weiner back up the middle. Kansas City spins away from one. Back out to neutral ice. Taken away by Ruiz. He'll dump it into the zone. Weiner back to get it. Out the far side. Henkel's there. Off the boards to Weiner. Back to Henkel. Henkel top of the circle. Shot. Blocked by the D. Now in the corner. Kansas City plays it back behind the net. Henkel makes life difficult for them as the Kansas City player loses an edge. They chip it by Liam Henry. Jackson Heacock though back to pick it up. Back out to center ice. Sheehy now on the near side. Gets hooked to the hands. No call. His defense, it was facing the board, so they couldn't see it, but I could. Sent around behind the net. Into the near corner. High off the glass. Glove down by Sheehy. Top of the circle. Shot. Saved by Martin. 12:35 left here in the third period. Saints with a commanding 5-1 lead. Shots on goal, 29-13 in favor of the Saints. Alexei Sukuchov makes an appearance. Played back behind the net. Kicked out. Michael Poles knocks it down. Behind the net again. Kansas City will try and get out with some speed. Now they're across the blue line. 3-on-2 the other way. Elsie knocks it loose. With the big hit in the corner. Now it's Schultz. Knocks the man off the puck. He'll carry it out the far side. Shot. Saved by Martin. Knocked up above the net. Oh. Elliot Truss tried to tuck it in there. Martin was half paying attention. Schwartz all the way back. He knocks this puck off the stick of Bloom. Elsie Sukachov giving up about probably 150 pounds. Blades it off to the corner. Wrapped around behind the net. Kansas City gets it back to the point. Centering pass stolen by Troush. Tries to get it on net. Fails miserably, and it's icing. We'll give it an appearance to the fourth line. Blake Schrader in for the faceoff. Jack Huger. Puck's down. Battle for by Molenkamp. Pass out to the point. Shot over the head of Shell. Kicks out to the near boards. Pops straight up in the air. Schrader gets it over. Huger plays it off the boards. Schrader picks it up. Plays it off the hill. Anders sends it ahead. Chipped into the zone. Battle on the near boards there. It's Jack Huger. Kansas City the other way. They'll get around Schrader. Back to Molenkamp. Through center ice. Nobody home. Anders still there. Bangs it out. Send all the way back. Now through neutral ice. Played into the zone. Just past Anders. Someone's got to go get it. Liam Henry draws the short straw and goes back and picks it up. Around the back of the net, Sam Ruiz picks it up and then backhands it to the far side to Cade Weiner. He gets pinched into the boards, kicks it to himself. Now all the way out to the blue line. Fired back in. Henry sends it across the hill. Hill drops it off there for Cade, who spins himself into the ground. Sammy backhands it down to the corner. Picked up behind the net. And Kansas City will advance it down the ice. Poked loose by Sammy. He's got Jensen in the middle. Shot. Saved by Martin. Played behind the net to Jensen. Bouncing puck on the goal line. Gets control of it. Plays it back. Ben Zick on the blue line. Shot. Tipped in front. Loose puck. Goal by Cade Weiner. Oh! You can throw it again! Cade Weiner with the hat trick. No goal, apparently. All right, we'll reverse that back down to 5. You can bet if we get a hat trick, I'm throwing it on the ice again. Jets have the puck. They play it out to center ice. Jensen Hill has it there. Plays it into the zone. All the way back behind the goal line. Icing. So Dubuque has its second goal waved off. I didn't catch the explanation. I was trying to throw my head on the ice for a second time. Hankel in for the faceoff. He's got Sheehy behind him. Kansas City wins the draw, plays it off the boards, knocked down by Sheehy. Battle on the boards now. Sheehy, faceoff dot. Backhander to the front. Oh, Hankel couldn't quite bury it. They'll play it back through center ice. Elsie chips it up. Chopped down by Landon Schultz. Takes a big hit. Gives one back. Sent back behind the net. Shells drops it there. Plays it out to Elsie. Now battle for in the corner. Sheehy's got it. Battle's in the corner now. Spun to the ground. Schultz knocks the man down from behind. Business is picking up on the physical aspect here. Schultz fans in the pass, leaves it for Elsie. Elsie plays it up the middle. She pins the player to the boards. Elsie now, back behind the net. Around to Heacock. Heacock pulls it off the boards. Shot wide of the net. Into the corner, Kansas City has it. They'll feed it back to the blue line. Shot dumped wide again. Schultz over to get it. Now it's Heacock out the far side. Slashed the whole way. Tried to throw a shoulder into him when he wasn't looking. Kicked around. Landon Schultz will muck it in the corner. Sheehy comes to help dig it out. And does. Hard around the far side. Knocked back down into the corner. Sheehy takes one to the back. WrestleMania slashes him. Ref watches the whole thing. Doesn't call anything. Elsie now chips it into the zone. Goes for a change. It's interesting at 5-1. The refs have decided to let him play. Sent into the zone. Ben Zick back to get it, and that's icing. Michael Poles, Eli Schwartz, and Elliot Troush out. They've got Carter Molenkamp and Ben Zick back on defense. Loose puck, still tied up at the faceoff dot. Now it's worked to the boards. Carter Molenkamp pinned against the boards. Now it's on the near sides. Eli gets it ahead to Michael Poles. Bouncing puck at center ice. Eli's got it there. Played off to the boards. Elliot Troush into forecheck. Forces it back up the middle. Poles knocks it off a stick. Send in. Andy Shell will make the cover. 6:28 left in the third period. Blake Schrader in for the faceoff. Puck's down. Throw by Kansas City. They'll throw it below the goal line. Sent out in front. Blocked in front. Loose puck still there. Now it's Liam Henry. Hard off the glass. Gloved down by Kansas City just outside the blue line. They'll send it back in. Anders Hill to get it below the goal line. Sets up shot behind the net. Anders hard off the boards. Chipped out to center ice. Just past Jack Fugger. Now Kansas City bangs it out the far side. Dumped back in by Henry. He's got it just inside the blue line. Might be a duck out of water there with that defenseman up at the forward position. Played back. Henry's got it just outside the blue line. Dumps it back in. Jensen Hill works it through center ice, taken away by Kansas City. They'll take it into the zone. Into the linesman again. Now played around him, hits him a third time. Sammy Ruiz through center ice, knocked back by Kansas City. Honors will play it ahead. Jensen chips it into the zone. All the way back behind the line. Kansas City wraps it out to the near side. Nobody touches it, goes the length. No icing. Elsie Sukichov behind the net. Plays it over to Schultz. Back to Elsie. Elsie battles for it there. Sammy Ruiz sends it over. Gets it chipped at the blue line. Oh, that seemed like it was chipped at the red line. Must have been a stride short. Peacock, Henkel, and Sheehy out. Sheehy to the dot. And try and win it back to Schultz. He does. Schultz high off the glass. Out to center ice. It's gloved down. Sheehy picks it up there. Tries to walk through one out to the center. Gets a shot off. Blocked there. Plays it back to Elsie at the point. Taken away by Heacock in the corner. He'll take it back behind the net. All the way to the far corner. Wraps around. Plays it off the boards. Heacock now, or Henkel now. Heacock back on the near boards. Takes it away. Battles for it in the corner. Henkel decides to come in and start a game of euchre. There's a good chance kids today have no idea how to play euchre. Played back. Henkel leaves it for Sheehy, but doesn't give him enough time to take a shot. Martin covers it anyway. We get a whistle with 3 minutes and 50 seconds left. Saints clinging to a 5-1 lead. Saints with the 20-goal advantage, or 20-shot advantage, 34-14. Look at Eli Schwartz, Elliot Troush, Michael Poles in the shooter spot. Puck's down, back to Poles. Poles gets it on net. Martin turns it aside. Troush now from the boards. Sends it towards the net. Martin gloves that, eats it up. Again, that's all you want to see out of this line. Just pressure them, keep it in their zone. .342 left. Puck's down, back to Elliott. Fires it wide of the net. Caroms out to the far side. Kansas City will cycle it back to the goal line. Now aerial pass out to center ice. Kansas City 1-on-3 the other way. Terrible odds. Ben Zick ridden hard into the end wall. Eli Schwartz spins himself into the ground but gets up. Maintains control of the puck the entire time. Kansas City back in their own defensive zone. Elliot Troush forces them all the way back behind the goal. Finally dumps it off to get rid of him. Poles now takes it away. Comes back to Zick at center ice. Plays it over to Molenkamp. Molenkamp ahead to Schwartz. Dumps it into the zone. Troush all the way down to the corner. Fight around the far side. They get by Poles there. Out to center ice. Into the attacking zone. No ice. Liam Henry ridden off the puck there. Blake Schrader up ahead. Gets it to Fugger. Fugger bumped out the puck. Through center ice, the Saints come. To the wide side. Shot. Saved by Martin. Held on for a whistle. 2:28 left in the third period. Blake Schrader up to the dot. Shot hits the side of the net. Kansas City now on the far side. Cross ice pass. Chipped off the boards. Fugger chips it ahead. Now it's played by Blake Schrader down in the corner. Worked up the near boards. Back to Ondershill. Big shot. Just about kills Blake Schrader. On the end walls. Ripped around to the near side. Kansas City will try and bang it out. Again, this line just causing havoc, knocking into the zone. They'll go for a change. Ruiz and Hill over the boards. Played ahead. Kansas City now across the blue line into the attacking zone. Played over to Liam Henry. He fires it directly at Coach Austin. Maybe put him on the ice a little more, Coach. 1:31 left in the third period. Schultz and Sukuchov back on D. Sammy Ruiz to the dot. Cade Weiner fights his way through it. Battles for it just outside the blue line. Kicked ahead. Weiner now out to neutral ice. Gets in his skates ahead to Jensen Hill. Jensen drives wide. All the way down to the goal line. Sends it out in front. Loose puck. Cade couldn't quite bury it. Elsie sticks her nose in. Knocks it loose. Weiner now. Pushed off the puck. Tried to push off the puck. Going to draw a penalty. 1 minute to play. Slash on number 24, Cole Eklund. We'll get the 2 unit out with 59 seconds left. Assist of Landon Schultz, Anders Hill, Jackson Heacock, Eli Schwartz, and Michael Pohl. Kansas City now, the other way. Finds a gap down the middle. Shot, goal. So with 49 seconds left, we'll send the first unit out now. Saints still lead 5-2. Puck's down. Controlled by Kansas City. Blocked by Sheehy. Takes it right to the hand.
Assistant down to 37, Cale Smith. Down to the old 16-11. Lucky from Smith. Jets shorthanded goal at 16-11.
So we'll get Heacock for Sheehy on this line now. Puck down. Sent on net. Tipped away by Shell. Muscled in the corner by Heacock. Weiner picks it up on the far boards. Gets it off the Hill. Can't quite connect on it. Shot. Loose puck in front. Goal. No goal. That's 3 goals called off today. .4 seconds left. Austin looking for an explanation why we've had more goals rolled off than they have scored. Sammy Ruiz into the faceoff, wins it back to Cade. Cade gets it over to Henkel. Henkel from the faceoff dot, thrown out in front. Loose in the slot. 6 seconds left. Kansas City the other way. Henkel back. Nice back check, Alex. And that'll do it. And Kansas City is the Saints Earn a split with the Jets. Winning today 5-2. Shots on goal finish at 38-15 in favor of the Saints. That'll do it here from Kansas City. We'll see you in Waterloo this Friday night as the Saints travel to face the Warriors. This is Xander's dad.